Do you love reading books? Do you want to read but you aren't sure if it's a good one? Or do you need to submit a book report to your English teacher but don't know how to do it? Here's a book report sample. Today we're going to make a book report on the story The Pirate's Daughter. First, we need to know the book information. The author of this book is Christopher Marquardt, and the illustrator is Delphine Vaufrey. And it has got 48 pages, and kids ages 8 to 10 will surely love this book. To give you a brief overview of the story and what it is about, here is a brief description. Melinda, who is the main character in the story, is struggling to find a birthday present for her dad. What do you get a pirate who has everything? Her brother Ricky starts to cause trouble, and before you know it, the two of them get themselves into a terrible danger. Before you read the book, you need to know the difficult words or the vocabulary words for you to better understand the story. Here are some of the vocabulary words. First, we have crummy, a thing of very bad quality. It could be poor quality or dirty. For example, a dirty carpet, you can say a crummy carpet. Next is cliff, a high area of rock with a very steep side, often on a coast. Do you know the activity, or I think it is a sport now? Cliff diving. So people jump off a cliff, so it is a dangerous activity. Cliff diving. So it is a high area of a rock. Another vocabulary word is scarf, a strip, square, or triangle of cloth worn around the neck, head, or shoulders to keep you warm or to make you look attractive. We usually wear this in winter so that we won't catch a cold. And we have another, marshes. This means ground near a lake, a river, or the sea that often floods and is always wet. Another is reluctant. This means not willing to do something and therefore slow to do it. And the last one is defeat. This means to win against someone in a fight, war, or competition. Now let's proceed to another part of a book report, which is setting. This is the where of the story. This answers the question, where did the story happen? And here's the setting of the story, The Pirate's Daughter. The story happened in Shinbone's Cove, where Melinda and her family of pirates live, and her risky yet great adventures mainly took place in Ghost's Cliff. Another part of a book report is the story characters. The characters of the story make the story more fun, adventurous, and thrilling. And here are the characters in the story The Pirate's Daughter. First, the main character, who is Melinda. Melinda the Terrible, a pirate girl with big dreams, especially to be a real pirate. She's brave and fearless in facing challenges. She's also smart and above all, thoughtful. Another is Ricky the Terror. He's a kid with chauvinistic attitude who believes that boys are more important, intelligent, or better than girls. And he stole the map from Melinda the Terrible. Another is Gingerbeard. He's one of the greatest pirates in Shinbone's Cove and has got everything. He is also the father of Melinda the Terrible and Ricky the Terror. Next is Fat Pig, the bird that greets customers who enter the tiny shop. Next is the old pirate. He told Gingerbeard about the whereabouts of Melinda the Terrible and Ricky the Terror. Next character is the pirate from a tiny shop. He's a scary looking pirate who gave Melinda the Terrible the parchment. And the last character is Sprogobler. He was the most terrifying pirate who disappeared 10 years ago. He owned the treasure box. Now we are in the plot summary of the story. Here you give a brief description of the story plot. To make this, It's just a brief description, and you don't need to add opinions or your reaction on the story. Here you don't need to give your opinion or your reaction about the story, just a brief description of what happened in the story. And here is the plot summary of our book, The Pirate's Daughter. The story started with Melinda the Terrible and her desire to be a great pirate and to give her father a memorable gift. But her brother, Ricky, believed that it was impossible. He was always against it because first, Melinda is a girl and a girl pirate has no room in the sea. Even so, Melinda the Terrible would do everything to prove that he was wrong. She thought of a gift for her father, which is a poem, and she wanted to write it on a parchment, so she went to a tiny shop. There she found an extraordinary parchment with an invisible map drawn on it. She noticed the map when her brother held it over top of a lit candle. She thought she was the only one who noticed the map, but her brother did too, so he stole the map while Melinda was sleeping. Without the map, Melinda went to Ghost Cliff to look for the treasure before Ricky finds it and gives it as a gift to their dad. On her way, she encountered different and dangerous challenges. There was a slimy cave with skeletons and crocodile marshes, but before she got closer to the treasure, she heard a noise and it sounded like Ricky's voice. Melinda the Terrible ran to rescue and found him at the bottom of a pit. Ricky asked for help and Melinda lent a hand. She asked him to change his opinion about girl pirates. After saving Ricky, Melinda the Terrible suggested they find the treasure together and gave it to their father as a gift, and they did. But when they finally found and got the treasure, they got surrounded by snakes. Luckily, their father found him and he killed all the snakes. In the end, they got the treasure for their father, but when they opened it, there was no treasure, rather Sprogoble's teddy bear. Even so, Gingerbread said the most precious gifts he could have are Melinda the Terrible and Ricky the Terror. And because of Melinda's bravery, the next day she would be the captain. Now we are down to the last part of our book report, which is the evaluation with conclusion. Here you can express your opinions about the story, and also you can suggest if the book is good or if you liked it, so that the readers will have an idea if they would like to read the book. Now here's my evaluation with conclusion. This book showcases how girls can be sweet and kind and at the same time courageous and bold. I really like how Melinda the Terrible proved to his dad and brother that she can be a pirate too. Besides that, the story portrays a loving dad who'll do everything for his kids and a brother who accepts his misjudgments and changes them. If you are an adventurous kid, this book is for you. It will ignite your imagination and let you think that you too can be a pirate. And that's it. We have now our book report on the story The Pirate's Daughter. If you want more book reports like this, don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much and see you again in our next story.